nice to be here once again with all you fine folks. Isn't it nice to be here?
Why don't we do some funny stuff for the folks?
Sure, we can do some funny stuff. What do you have in mind? What do you want to do, Lou?
Well, I think we should tell these nice people a funny joke.
Well, that's not a bad idea, Lou. The problem is that we don't really tell jokes. See, we do routines.
I got a joke.
You have a joke?
Mm-hmm. Brand new one. Wrote it myself this morning. Nobody's ever heard it before.
Wait a minute. It's a brand new joke you
Brand
wrote
new
yourself
joke.
this morning and nobody's ever heard it before.
The only thing is, I tell this joke all by myself. I don't need any help from you.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll just stand right here. You know how I am.
That's what worries me.
No, go ahead and tell your joke. This should be interesting. Go ahead.
All right, this is a story about Jonah and the whale.
Nobody's ever heard this joke before, right?
They're not going to hear it if you don't let me tell it.
No, go ahead. Tell your joke.
All right, now once upon a time there was a whale.
What kind of whale?
And this whale...
Well, what kind of whale, Lou? They'll get the joke better if you explain what kind of whale it is. Go ahead.
How do I know what kind of whale it was?
Oh, I thought you'd know because
What do you think I do, hang around with whales or something?
All right, never mind.
You
Go
think
ahead.
I belong to a whale gang?
All right, go ahead and tell
A
me.
plain everyday whale.
Fine.
Now, the whale was in the ocean.
What ocean?
And he was...
Well, which ocean, Lou? I mean, there's a lot of oceans out there, and if you explain what ocean it is, they'll get the joke better. I'm just trying to help you. That's
Go on, pick out an ocean.
It's immaterial to me.
All right, the immaterial ocean. So the whale was in the immaterial ocean, and he was following a ship.
What kind of
Now,
ship?
this
Well, what kind of ship, Lou? I mean, there's so many different kinds of ships. You ought to explain what kind of ship it is. It'll make the story better.
A ship that swims in the water.
Oh, so it's a swim ship.
Yeah. So the whale was following a swim ship because he... Who ever heard of a swim ship?
I don't know. This is your
That's
joke.
ridiculous. Keep your mouth shut, will you?
Go ahead. Tell your story.
Now, the ship was following the whale because... Now I got the ship following the whale. The whale was following the ship because he was hungry. And Captain Jonah, being the captain of the ship, he didn't want the whale to capsize the boat.
Capsize.
He didn't want the whale to capsize the boat.
That's a big word you're
That's
using.
a good word.
You know what that means, right?
Oh, sure, I put words like that in stories if I don't know what they mean.
Why don't you explain what capsize means to some of the folks here?
Tell them what it means to didn't want the whale to capsize the boat.
In case somebody doesn't understand
They
the
may not know
word,
what capsize means?
well, they might not know, and since you know, you explain it to them.
Tell them what capsize means.
Capsize.
That's a good word.
It's a great word, capsize. Tell them what it means.
Capsize.
Capsize.
Capsize. That's like 6 7/8, 7
No,
1/4.
it's not. Now stop that and just tell them the joke.
Capsize.
Never mind.
So he didn't want the whale to 6 7/8 the boat. So he threw the whale over. He threw him over a barrel of apples.
What kind of apples?
Now these apples.
Well, which kind of apples, Lou? I mean, when you think about it, you got golden delicious apples, you got red delicious apples, you got Granny Smith.
Crab apples.
All right, settle down.
Now you got me yelling at these people
All right,
out here.
stop that. Just tell your story.
So he threw him over a barrel of crab apples. Now the whale was still hungry. So Captain Jonah, he threw him over a stool. What kind of stool?
Who asked you that?
I did. That's in case you were going to ask
Never
me.
mind.
It was a 3-legged camp stool, to be precise. Now, the whale ate the apples, he ate the stool, and he was still hungry. In other words, his appetite had not been appeased. Don't ask me what that means because I don't know. So Captain Jonah, he figured the only way he could save his passengers and his boat was to sacrifice himself. And he did. He threw a beautiful jackknife dive right into the mouth of the whale. Now, the whale ate the apples, he ate the stool, he ate Captain Jonah, and he swam away. 3 years later, they caught that very same whale down here in a Baltimore Inner Harbor.
Wait a second, Lou. Hold on a second.
They cut him open. And what do you think they found?
Costello, wait just a moment here, please.
Now, Bud Abbott says something here, and then I tell you the rest of the funny joke.
Excuse me. Pardon the interruption, but you're not going to stand here in front of all these intelligent folks, are you, and try to get away with that old joke about how when they cut the whale open, there sat Jonah on the stool selling the apples 3 for a nickel, are you? No, okay, I'm sorry. You said you wrote the joke yourself. It's brand new. Go ahead and finish your joke. I thought he was going to try to get away with that old wheeze, but every schoolboy knows that joke. Go ahead and finish your brand new joke. See, I thought he was going to try to get away with all schoolboys know that joke, see, but this is brand new. He wrote it himself. Finish it up, Lou. Go ahead and finish your joke. I won't interrupt again. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your joke. What are you doing? Costello. Costello. You got to finish the joke now. Go on, finish up. Costello, what are you doing? Costello, what'd you do that for? What's the matter with you? Lou? Lou? Where were you going? Ladies and gentlemen, Lou, Costello!